Good evening, Doc Severson here for the ReadySetCrypto OMNIA trade of the day for Monday, the 21st of December. A nice big range day today on pretty good volume. We have about 4 hours left in the trading day, and there's a lot of volume already, and you can see this about a 2,000 point range. Guys, this is just exactly what we need to have Bitcoin do, as well as all the other assets that are up near all-time highs. Range expansion needs to move to range contraction. That is going to be either a sideways move or some element of downside, and it may go as far as 20,000. This to me is about as far down as we're going to get, and that'll be just an intraday thing, probably something like a hammer candlestick if we get anywhere down there, because we'll see this jump down on some type of piece of bad news where everybody bails out, and it's almost like an air pocket, drives it down, and then all of a sudden the limit orders that are down in this area will start to fill up and will drive this thing higher. So we'll end up with maybe a few of these days like this where we just get a big range and not much linear movement in any one direction or another. This is exactly what we need. You can also see this on the weekly chart. Again, there's no guarantee that we are just going to consolidate here for the next few weeks, but it's very likely considering how exhausted this chart is. You can see the last time we got up to this level, it did take a while before we started to move to the downside. Again, these are weeks. So this was back in the summer of 2019 before we had the royal flush to the downside here. Don't think we're going to have to go through that, but at least a few weeks here would go a long way towards stabilizing this chart. So my point here is that we may get a quick flush down to about 20,000. I think that's going to be the best. I've already heard from other people that have limit orders down near 20,000. I think that's a good idea. And or what you can do is you can sell puts, which are at 20,000 or below if you want to be paid for the pullback. Here's Ethereum. Now, what I'm going to do here is draw this trend line in, and I want this trend line to hold in the near future. This trend line needs to hold, and as long as it does, everything's going to be just fine. So this is a breakout above 600. Remember, we talked about the potential for this thing to hit 800 based on the very, very large cup with handle pattern that we have for Ethereum. So this is a great big cup, and we're probably setting up the handle pattern right now. And again, that should take a few weeks. That's fine. Upside target for this could be up near 800 or so. After this point, we start to lose quality. Some of these are just not all that good. Yesterday's Bitcoin Cash rally did not last very long, was rejected at the highs big time on some pretty big volumes so far. Litecoin, again, doing exactly what Big Brother Bitcoin is doing. It's just pulling back in a relatively large range. So really not worth going through the rest of these. We could go down through some of the swing trades, some of the altcoins that we follow, but most of these are just not going anywhere anyway. This has still been a top 5, top 10 rally, and that's about it. It has not moved over into alt season at any time yet. So before that happens, we have to have these alts basically outrun BTC, and that has just not happened on this rally so far, even though it's in consolidation. So if it is going to happen, it should happen in the next few weeks. If we're going to run into alt season, I just don't see it happening right now with the way that attention is being given to cryptocurrencies. All right, folks, that is it for today's report. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.